Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joan. This is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. We're going to continue on with the blue belt level today. And what I'm going to do is, towards the end of the video, I'm going to review the first 2,000 throws that I've had. And this is all during the blue belt level. So we'll see where we're at. And hopefully the next 2,000 to 5,000 will give us a more accurate picture, a more conclusive picture. Good morning, Chris. So let's start it off, guys. Let's start off with our 100 throws for the day. Again, at the end of the session today, I will go through the first 2,000 rolls statistics. And this is throw number 1 here. And we're going to start off with a 5-6 Bimbo Yo, which is a pass line winner. I'm going to get through this first 1 or 2 rolls here. Now I'm going to do some video reviews from last night. There's a lot of stuff that went on yesterday that I want to cover. And the left dice slipped out of my fingers, but we have a 4-4 hard 8 square pair. Good morning, Dylan. And a 1-4-5. No field 5. So I'm glad it's the end of the week here, guys. Work is done. Looking forward to the weekend. I still have not decided if and when I'm going to be going live this weekend. There's a couple things I need to get done, so it's a matter of if I can get up in time before I have to do those other activities. I will definitely do the live streams in the mornings. My goal is to try to get as many throws as we can in per week. Now it's a little bit long, but we have a 6-6-12 midnight. Morning, Mike. Morning, Bam. And for those of you just joined in, I will go through the 2,000 rolls statistic towards the end of the session here. But I want to get my 100 throws in for the day. I also want to review some of the video stuff that I went through and saw last night. And we have a 2-4-6. And we're still down to 6 shooters left in the competition. We had 1 person go last night. Actually, there's 7 left. We had 1 person go last night, but they need to redo their session. And I'll review that in a little bit why and how many throws they had the original session here. But we have a 3-5-8, but their results were not allowed because of something that they did that was not legal. It was not done on purpose. It was done by mistake. But we'll cover that in a little bit here. And we have a 6-3-9 center field 9. My grip is good this morning, but it feels a little weird at times. Again, it might have been results of last night's work. 1-4-5 horse and buggy. The sensation in my fingertips is minimal today compared to what it normally is. Again, it might be, like I said, what I did at work last night might have fatigued my fingers a little bit. So that's something that is definitely a factor that you need to account for. And we have a 6-4-10. Waylon's best friend on the end, Papa Joe. Had a little bit of controversy. That one, I guess you could call it that. It's not as big of a deal as what I think they're making it out to be, but in order to be fair and consistent, they need to call the rolls he had last night no rolls or no shooters. 4-2-6. My middle finger did not feel even on that one. When I get in this grip here, I try to get my middle finger and my thumb so they're dead center between the two dice. And that one did not feel like it was. 5-4-9, center field 9. And that is our point. So we're having a good first roll. We've hit 2 points so far. And we're going on, coming out, this is roll number 12 for the first row. And we have a 2-3-5. So our new point will be 5. So this is our third 5. 5s are on fire today. 8s and 9s are doing well, are doing good as well. And we have a 6-2-8. It's an off axis on that left die. Morning all as well. And a 2-4-6. So there was a question I had yesterday by one of the people that was on the live stream, that was on the chat, and they go by the name of Tanner. And Tanner apparently built a table and went specifically off of the directions that I had in my video. So it's an identical twin to my table. Oh, that veered off to the right. And we have a 1-5-6. And the question Tanner had in the chat yesterday was whether I had moved my table or not. And the answer to that question is no. Good morning, CRC. The answer to that question is no for multiple reasons. One, I did build the table so I could take it apart if I would need to, with some difficulty, but it can be done. Two, it's stuck in a room here, guys. And if you've seen some of my behind the scenes videos in the past, you know that the room is slightly bigger than what the table is. So it's pretty much landlocked in that room. And the third reason I have not moved in, we have a 1-6-7. 7 out. That is a 7 out. And the third reason I have not moved my table is because it currently weighs between 600 to 700 pounds. That's about what the finished weight is, and that's what I estimate it to be at. So that was a good first roll. We had a 16 roller. So that kind of is an answer to Tanner's question yesterday. Hopefully he comes back on today and I can review that with him, or just have him rewind the video so he can go through and hear that explanation. It sounds like I said, he made an identical twin to my table, and apparently must need to move it or something. Maybe the wife is putting a kibosh on him. 4-3-7, come out 7, double pitch. You can only guess what Darwin and CRC are talking about. And we have a 3-1-4, Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So our point will be 4. So lots of crap stuff out last night. A lot of stuff out tonight. Last night. The first one was Alfredo with Talking Craps with Alfredo. He had one guest and only one guest last night, and he was a prominent guest. And that was Ed Robinson. And we got back on the 4-1-3-4. So that's our point made. And they were discussing pretty much everything that you could guess dice related, if you will. And one of the comments that was brought up about teaching dice and how much it costs with the different associations to go through and to teaching that. And a comment was made, I think, by Victor in the chat, or Alfredo, or somebody made a comment about how the information's out there, 6/6/12 midnight, and how you can find, bits and pieces here to get you started with the dice training. And I put a chat in there that was really not understood, I guess, was my answer, because first of all, it's such a long answer that I had to split up into 2 chat messages. But basically, I was saying that, I have not taken any formal training in dice throwing. And I have not 415, no field 5, and I have not found any direct help on making my table and all that stuff. This is a journey that I have here, guys. And I guess essentially the message I was trying to get across is that I've found bits and pieces throughout the internet on how to do all this stuff. I started off with the table, and I found over 50 websites that I took a little bit here and a little bit there from, and I put it together on my own, and I filled in the blanks, or the question marks, of what I thought they should be, and this is the result that I got. I don't like this result, by the way. 167 out. And I'm doing the same thing with the dice shooting here. I found all the different things that we're going through on various places on the internet, various sites, various talks through the different craps chats and stuff like that from people. And we're incorporated into one program. And it happens to be the Level Up program that we're doing right now. And that's why I say that to everybody, this is my journey. 6 to 8. This is my journey to become, hopefully, eventually a craps master. If that's possible or not, who knows? And that's why I include everybody here in the chat. Everybody, that are subscribers, anybody that wants to message the videos and that. Make sure that you guys give me your opinions, your input, suggestions for improvement, things that you found that has worked for you, things that you found that has not worked for you. 5-6 Midboyo, because I want to include this with everybody, or into the journey with everything. So I'm a Renaissance man, huh? So I mean, that was one of the biggest things I wanted to cover from that video with Alfredo last night. Like I said, I don't think it was received the way it was meant to come across. And I also hinted in there, we have a 3-4-7 double pitch. good energy in the dice. They both landed up right up against the wall. And I also hinted in there that I would like to put together a betting program also. You know, instead of doing this whole strategy concept that everybody's going through, when I become a better shooter, I would like to start betting according to a shooter's betting style rather than a strategy style of betting, if that makes sense. And I have some ideas of things I want to do. 2-on-3 shocker. But I also have a couple different people that I know I will be hopefully getting a hold of and talking some of that stuff through with them. So that was a come out 11, come out 7, come out 3. So we're still looking for a point. So that's kind of some of the stuff I want to talk about for that video. Dice crossed on me. We have a 1, 4, 5. Our new point is 5. Second thing I wanted to talk about was our shooting competition yesterday. James Lightning Shooter went yesterday, and he rolled a 2 and a 12. The 12 will qualify him more than likely to move on in the competition, but and we have a 2-on-3 shocker. In review of the video, George from CY made a determination that he took both of his rolls, both of his shots as non-valid. And the reason being is because he was using 2 different colored dice. When we're practicing, you'll see a lot of us use 2 different colored dice. I usually use either the red and blue or the black and white. And during the shooting competition, you're not allowed to do that. And it was by mistake. It was not intentional. And he apologized on Skype really fast, saying he has no problem. He'll do the reshoot again. Again, it was non-intentional, but in order to keep things fair and consistent for the competition and for everybody else involved in it, they're going to have him redo his shots. So 5-5, hard 10. So that 12 that he had probably would have qualified him to get to the next round either way. So they're going to just have him do the shots again, and hopefully he will be successful as well again. So that was video number 2 that I wanted to discuss. Whoa, terrible, terrible, terrible. I hit the right side and the dice took off here, and it's way behind my thing here. It's a 5. I have to get it up behind this board. So we have a 5, 3, 8. That was a weird throw. Hit the right and it just took off. Good morning, Nivaldo. Good morning, SJ. SJ made a comment yesterday, right before I signed off, and it was a comment that I actually respect and admire. SJ's comment yesterday was that he was at work and he was using my video as background entertainment noise, whatever you want to call it. And we got a 4, 6, 10. Waylon's best friend on the end, Papa Joe. And I can totally appreciate SJ's comment because I also go through my video every day afterwards. And I usually do it at work, and I'm not even watching the screen. I just listen to the things I'm saying to see if I even sound intelligible or anything like that. And I can see how it would be very soothing, very entertaining, very something easy to do when you're at work, so you can actually focus on work, but also have something in the background, kind of like a radio type station. 3-3 hard 6. So thank you very much, SJ, for that compliment. The next video that I wanted to review from last night was Jacob from Wager Me This. He's starting to get back into doing craps videos again, which is an amazing thing to see. He was one of my first educators or mentors or whatever you want to say. 347, I'm sorry, 437 double pitch. And that's a 7 out. And the video that he went through yesterday was talking specifically a little bit different than what he normally does, because normally does a 6-7-8 play or the one hit can't miss type play. But yesterday he was doing a all light side play. And 6-5 Minmo Yo come out 11 pass line winner. And what he was doing is he was doing a 220 inside, and he was showing the different ways that he can press and expand and half press and how he takes money off the table and this. The session itself was not a success, but what he was trying to primarily show was bankroll size and how important it is to have an adequate bankroll. And that's something that Waylon talks about all the time also. Too hard for Mike from On Point Craps. And that's something that Waylon also discussed. Also, having an appropriate bankroll and things that you want to make sure that you have in place when you play certain bets. So Navaldo won a t-shirt from Jeff. That's awesome to see. And you are right. Jeff is a huge contributor to the craps community. Super nice guy. He will bend over backwards to help anybody when they ask for it. In fact, the computer that I'm using right now, 246, the computer that I'm using now to stream was off of a suggestion from Jeff. I called him up one day and talked to him for a good half an hour to an hour, and he actually went out of his way and found a computer that would work out specifically for what I needed, and he found a real good price on it and all that type of stuff. So great guy, great person. And that one took off a little bit on me again. 6-5 Minmo-Yo. There's an off-axis left die. The next video I want to cover that I watched last night was, and he's in our chat again today, is Chris from Dice Degen. If you've not checked out his video last night, he did his top 32 team picks for his March Madness tournament. And 527. Why is it every time I talk about Chris, I get that darn 7? Double pitch. And what Chris did is he is going to have 16 live players. So 16 people are going to come on this channel and roll their strategies out or whatever they want to roll out at the same time as him playing a different strategy. And he has 16 pre-assembled strategies that'll be going up against these individuals. In the video we had last night, and we have a 6-2-8 come out 8, easy 8. The video I had last night was actually the selection process of all the different people and strategies. So make sure you check it out. Really cool video. Great concept, and I hope he does extremely well. I do like the fact that when Chris is doing this, he's involving a lot of people from the craps community. So that is really cool to see, and it gets a lot of involvement from everybody to interact. So we have a 4-5-9 center field 9. And there was one more thing I wanted to cover. What was the last video that I saw that I wanted to go through? Oh, John mentioned yesterday that in this he apologized up and down, and he did this in yesterday's Coffee and Craps program. That George was not the winner, and he was not the winner by a slim margin, 617 off axis on both dice. But he was not the winner of the Hard Hat Award. Good morning, Chiro. The actual winner was Alfredo, and he won by a very slight margin. But once again, everybody that was on that list is so deserving of it for the stuff that they do on camera and behind the scenes. And the actual award, we have a 257. That is a come out 7, double pitch. But the actual award is geared towards people that do things behind the scenes, the amount of work that they do in order to help somebody out or help the community out or help do something towards the positive positive promotion of the game of craps. And I see Chiro said as he's driving. So be careful driving. Again, I'm good background noise for driving, for office work, for whatever. So, yeah. I'm guilty of that as well. When I drive to work, I watch crafts videos, and when I drive home from work also. Usually my morning home drive, 3-3 hard 6. Usually my morning home drive is either Chris from Sideshow Gamble or it's Waylon. They are the two that enter post their videos super early in the morning. Dice split apart when it came out of my fingers, but we got a 1-5-6 that rolled. That was a 1-5, not a 3-5. It was a 1-5. And the last thing I'm going to cover with videos from yesterday, and this is more of an observation more so than a comment, but I think that people in the craps community have insomnia. I think they have sleep problems. I think they have things that need to be worked out. The reason I say that is because John, we have a 1-5-6. John did his rollout last night, his practicing, his dice throwing, and he says he's somewhere around the 4,000 mark or whatever. But he went live at 1 o'clock Central Time, so that would have been 11 o'clock his time, and that would have been 2 o'clock on the East Coast. And we had Waylon on there, who's from the East Coast, who was not sleeping. We had Alfredo, who was not sleeping, and that would have been midnight his time. I had an excuse because I was awake and at work. We had Cashier's Cage on there. So we had a lot of big names, and this is in the middle of the night. 2-5-7, and that's a 7 out. So kind of joking around with that a little bit, but that shows you the support that we have in this community and how everybody goes out of their way to help each other and to interact with the others. And usually that's about the time that George from CY is throwing his dice practice also, but that's not the middle of the night for him. That will be the morning or middle of the morning for him. 4-5-9. Centerfield 9. So we've got 48 throws in so far. And we have an SOR of 6.0, SRR of 4.8. So again, if you're just joining in, at the end of our rollout today, we're going to be going through, I finished 2,000 throws and some change as of yesterday. We're going to go through the results of those first 2,000 throws. Now we have a 538. Now that I have Bone Tracker properly installed and properly recording the throws, and we will have accurate numbers. And I'm not 72% on axis like it was showing me at one time, which I thought was pretty far-fetched, but I was only reporting what I was seeing. And 617 out. Off axis on both die. So that was a short row. And we're going to have those occasionally, hopefully not too often. And we have magic aces. Pass line loser on the come out. Pay the don'ts. So Chris will get paid right here. We'll cover that in a little bit, CRC, what the axis is. It is better than expected, than what the expected is. And again, I'm trying to keep the rolls on axis. 6, 4, 10, Waylon's best friend on the end, Papa Joe. Trying to keep the dice on axis, but it's not 100% needed, if you will, because the first 5,000 throws here, all we're doing is we're documenting the results. And then we're going to be able to make dice set changes after those first 5,000 rolls. And we can also start working on mechanics a little bit more also after those 5,000 rolls. 538. Although I have made some minor changes throughout the process so far with the throws that we're doing, even though we're just using this hardway set all the time. But I'm going to point out more things once we get to that purple belt, which will be after we get 3, 4, 7. Both of them went off to that right wall and hit out the corner out of the mixing bowl. Double pitch. CRC keeps on saying, watch out for deer. And the bears. It's not Dub Bears, it's the Dub Bears Still Suck. If you guys haven't seen or heard that song, it's an awesome song. And we have a 1, 2, 3 shocker. The song The Bears Still Suck, and it's put out by a band called Happy Schnapps Combo, which is a polka style band, and they do comedic type acts. And actually one of the singers, I used to own a health club, and one of the lead singers was actually a member of my health club. His name was Bill. Very original, very cool guy. He has moved away several years ago, moved on to Myrtle Beach, North Carolina for retirement. 268. And the Happy Schnapps Combo, the Bears Still Suck. They talk about the 30-point buck. And a lot of deer camp songs, and it's a funny band. Real, you guys got to kind of listen to it and kind of appreciate the humor, because a lot of it is up north related. And I say north because that's how they say north up in Wisconsin. 415. The area of Wisconsin that I live in, they have a very Yooper related accent, and it's very exclusive to the area of Wisconsin that I live in. You go 1 or 2 counties away and you don't hear a lot of the Yooper type language that they speak in my area. So if you've ever seen the movie Fargo, 415, no field 5. If you've ever seen the movie Fargo, a lot of the people around by me sound like the people in the movie Fargo. Or if you've ever seen a Manitowoc Minute, Charlie Barron's. He's a YouTube phenomenon, comedian, and he's actually not from Manitowoc where I live, but he advertises his comedy act as Manitowoc, 4610. But you listen to him talk, and he overemphasizes the Yooper language, but a lot of people talk very similar to that, or at least they used to when I was growing up. It's evolved a little bit since then. 639, Centerfield 9. Off axis on that left die. That one felt good coming out. 5-6 mid-middle yo. And that was a comment that was made by Alfredo last night. He was talking about throwing the dice. And he says, sometimes when you throw the dice, I can relate to this 100% because I've been guilty of saying this several times in the live streams. But sometimes when you throw the dice, they come out of your hands, they feel really comfortable, and this is a great example. They hit the table, and they look like they go really good. This one bounced off a little bit to the left, and you say out loud, hey, that felt good, that should be a good result, but that's the result that we get. We get that damn 5-2-7, which is a double pitch. And I don't know why that happens, and he was kind of joking about that too, because he was kind of wondering the same thing. Why does it happen? Because you look at it, it looked good, it felt good, and you're expecting a good result, and what you get is that double pitch. Now I'm veered off to the right a little bit, but we have a 4-4 hard 8, square pair. Good morning, AZ. Another thing that Alfredo mentioned, and something that I saw this YouTube channel a while back, and I kind of forgot about it. But he mentioned it last night, and this person is very close. By very close, I mean within 5 people, 3, 4, 7 out of getting to 1,000 subscribers. And that would be Holy Rollers. Holy Roller is the name of this channel. It's HOLY and then space and then roll, ROLL. And then in parentheses is the R. And what he does, he talks about craps, but he takes a unique perspective on it, and he talks mostly about how to play craps on cruise ships. So really neat site. It's something I have somewhat of an interest on. In 213, shocker, I had gone on a cruise about a year and a half ago, and I loved it. Played craps a couple times a day, every single day. And I'm gonna check it out, more information on his channel, because he talks about getting different comps and stuff like that, and getting free cruises and benefits when you're on the cruise. So that's the type of stuff that does interest me. That was a weird throw. The left die hit the back wall, rolled back a little ways. The white die, the right die, stopped right here, and it, instead of going forward, it went straight back. And ending result is a double pitch. 5-7. And I know that Chris Degen is not too far from that 1K mark also, so make sure that if you have not subscribed to the Dice Degen, make sure you go check his channel out. Extremely good guy, extremely good channel. 516. So we have a couple people that are getting close to that mark there. And that was another really weird one. They both hit the wall, stopped immediately. Both off axis. 617, that's the bad 7. And we are 67 rolls in. And we were doing pretty good there without the big red showing up that much. And now it's starting to show its ugly head. Started the day off with a really good roll today. Three, 4, 7, come out 7. Double pitch. And one of the things last night that was going on that Ed had made a comment about was the Yuri grip. I advertise my grip as called a 3-finger front diagonal. And everybody kept on calling it a Yuri grip, so that I refer to it as a Yuri grip as well at times. But apparently the Yuri grip is a little bit different. This is a Yuri grip style, but it's not the actual Yuri grip. And he tried explaining it last night on the video, and it was a very unique setup. Magic aces, 1, 1, 2. Very unique gripping style. So I continue to call it a 3-fingered front diagonal. If you guys prefer to call it Yuri grip, that's your choice. I kind of use it interchangeable, I guess, back and forth. But the whole idea behind doing this grip is it minimizes your finger contact on the dice. So hopefully the fingers have a little bit less influence on the dice, but they still do. 314, Big Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. They still have an impact, but we're trying to minimize that impact as much as possible. The left one snuck out on me. We have 549, center field 9. That left one snuck out and it actually started spinning super fast compared to the right one. This is roll number 72 coming up. And we have a 235, no field 5. And I have to go get my taxes done this morning. So hopefully that goes well. Hopefully I make a fortune so we can afford to get to the casino and make more money. Actually, my tax money this year, 527. My tax money is going to actually be saved until August. So I can make the trip down, hopefully, to Chicago when the group gets together down in the Chicago, Indiana area. And that's going to be sometime in August. Anybody that's interested in doing that, send me an email and I'll give you some contact information where we can get more information about the trip as they start planning it. But it sounds like 6 to 8. Sounds like I'll be going. Arnell will be there from Dice Grinders. Alfredo from Texas Crap Shooters will be there. Yo Girl will be there. She's actually organizing the event. Demon Dog Chris will more than likely be there. And a whole host of other people. Chiro, if you can make the trip, the 6-hour trip to Chicago area, make sure you make it up for that, because that would be an awesome thing to have your own for that. And we have a 246. And I noticed that the dice are still working good on the KPI roll tracker, so that was a successful fix on that. That was weird. If you go back, not yesterday's level up, but the one before that, we were entering in the numbers and all the numbers were correct, but the dice combinations on there were just all screwed up. It was just weird. That one veered to the left a little bit, but we have a 314 Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. Yo Girl is her Craps Nation name. I'm not sure if she has a channel or not, but she's been part of the Craps Nation group for quite a while. Her real name is Evelyn. I don't remember offhand what her last name is, but her real name is Evelyn, and she just within I think the last 2 months, 167, and that is a 7-out. Within the last 2 months, I think it is, she became a certified casino host. So she is going around and helping a lot of us Craps Nation people put together meetups, if you will. The first one that she just did was at the AC group. I believe Chris Dice Degen, Jeff, Clay from East Coast Craps, all those people are going to that. I think Mike from M Point Craps might be there. Craig from Obey Craps might be there. 639, Centerfield 9. And then she's doing the one in Chicago, Indiana area in August. And I don't know if she's involved with the meetup for Biloxi coming up soon. I think that's in June with Ed Robinson. I'm not sure if she's involved with that one or not. Dice landed and split apart, but we have a 459, Centerfield 9. One thing I'm noticing, we have a 156 mixer, Christmas Sideshow Gamble. One thing I'm noticing is that I'm putting a little bit too much pressure on my knuckles on the table, something I need to start alleviating again. That was something I noticed a couple of days ago that I corrected, and I'm starting to get back into the old habits, so we got to make sure we don't do that. And the reason I want to put that pressure downwards is because that helps helps restrict my forward movement. And that was one of the things they talked about last night on Alfredo's channel also, is how you start your throw. 617. So that's a 7-out. And by what I mean start your throw is whether you do a pendulum swing or not. And I used to do a pendulum swing. Pendulum swing is when you get set up, you actually come back and then you go forward. And that's something like George from CY does that. It's kind of a lot of people do that type situation. And it took a little bit for me to retrain myself to get rid of that. And the reason I got rid of it is because when you do that backswing, it's not always in a straight line. It's kind of in an arc type pattern. And when I come back, you got to make sure that you go forward straight when you do that. And if you don't, it's going to throw off the dice in that 3-4-7 double pitch. So to help eliminate some of the variables, I got rid of that. And all I'm doing is that forward swing. And in past videos, I've explained why I do this and how we train to get rid of it and that type of stuff. Today's full of a bunch of average rolls, 213, nothing substantial today. Bunch of break-even type things. Now a come out 7 and a come out 3. So we have a pass lane winner and a pass lane loser on the come out. And we have a 2-6-8. Oops, that was a 2. This one right here was a 2. Let's see if we can roll that over. I don't know how the dealers do that. So 268. So our new point is 8. Veered off to the right side again. 369. Center field 9. Evelyn Hicks. There you go. Hicks, I believe, is their last name. Yeah. And we have a 516. And if you contact her, I would imagine she can help set you up at different places, not just for these meetups. She can set you up if you have points to redeem at different casinos. If you're looking for different deals or different comps she can get you, by all means, get a hold of her. We have a 6410 Waylon's best friend on the end, Papa Joe. Sounded like Waylon is going to the casino either yesterday or today. I'm not sure. Wonder how he did. They split apart when they landed, but we have a 426. And that was 7 rolls. We're at 88 for the day. So yesterday was a big day for craps related stuff. I know that Jeff went live with his D8 perpetual table, 325. Veered off to the right once again, 145. So 5 is not as strong as normal today. You hit 11 of them. I guess that's not too bad. We're at roll number 91 coming up. And we have a 6612 midnight. So we hit that mid-mo yo, we can get the tall today. And there we go, guys. 6-5 mid-mo yo. Let's see what that does. Morning, Nemo. And we got the tall on that one. So got part of the ATS today. What do we need to get the small? We need the 2 and the 4. And we have a 639 center field 9. The left one went a little bit higher than the right one when they came out. 5-2, 7 out. That is a double pitch. And that was a 13 roller. And we're going to go one more roller here, see if we can sneak that in. We got just enough time to hopefully get this roller or shooter done and be able to go through the results before John goes live. And we have a 5-2-7 come out 7, another double pitch. And hopefully by the end of this weekend, all of the shooters 6-6-12 midnight, pass line loser. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, the shooters will all go for the shooting competition so we can get on to the third round. It seems like it's a real long wait in between rounds sometimes because we have a bunch of people that just go and then we have a couple people that just kind of scraggle along. Veered off to the left again. 2-3-5, no field 5. And we have a 3-6-9, center field 9. So Nemo's announcing he has 111 subscribers now. Awesome for him. I just hit 1,300 today, so that was a milestone for me. And like him, I do thank everybody that's supporting me and that's following me and that's part of the community. And we have a 314 Big Joe from Crossmaster Journey. We could use that on that last shooter because that would have got us closer to hitting that small. So 1,300 subscribers I have, and I started in April of 2021. So just shy of 2 years ago. And I have more than 300 videos, I think, already now. 2, 4, 6. Dustin one, how you doing? And we have a 4-6-10. Waylon's best friend on the end, Papa Joe. But when we talk about channel growth, there are certain people that just jump on the scene and they grew like oats. And more than likely, it's because they have a better personality than I do. 3-6-9, center field 9. One of them that just entered the scene, and he's only been doing it for a little bit over a year now, is Waylon. Waylon just exploded, and I think he's over 4,000 subscribers right now. And he's been doing this for about a year, something that takes most people about 5 years in the craps community to get up to that amount. 3 to 4 years, 5 years, so maybe. The other one that entered in and just exploded, 134, Big Joe. The other one that entered and exploded was Mike from On Point Craps. And Mike, I think, exploded because he reached a different audience than a lot of us were doing. He reached a lot of the first-time players. So people that are just entering the game that are looking for low-budget strategies, different low-budget ways to get into the game of craps and to play at the casino. And that was his advertised way of doing it. 639, center field 9. So he entered and blew up really fast. And then you get others like us, like Sideshow Gamble, myself, Chris from Dice Degen, Alfredo. We're all taking our sweet time. But hey, sometimes those that take their time is like fine wine, boys and girls. We age like fine wine. 325. No feel 5. That is awesome. That's the one. Dice split apart. We have a 1, 2, 3 shocker. And this is another nice roll here starting. We started the session off today and we're ending the session off today with a good roll. And we have a 4, 5, 9. Single pitch of the die. And 4, 6, 10. Waylon's best friend on the end again. And that was roll number 108. So we went over to 100 mark today, but we're going to finish off this shooter. And 2, 1, 3 shocker. Both dice are up tight against the back wall, so that's nice. And all we need to do is get that 2 and that 11 once, 11 and 8. The 2, 11, and 8. So we have a 3, 6, 9. Not any of the 3 that we need. And there's the 8, 5, 3, 8. So that knocks that down. So the last one was a repeater. So all we need to do is get that 9, 11, and 2. And 6, 2, 8 again. It's turned out to be a really nice roll. And that was our point. So we're coming out again. And 4, 3, 7. Let's come out 7. Pass line winner. But that does clear that ATS, which sucks. So we were close to hitting it again. And we have a 5-1 mixer. That's our new point, 6. So this is our 4th point. If we could hit that, that would be awesome. And 415, no feel 5. Going on a heater here, guys. And it took off, but we got a 4-2-6. And that's our point. So that's our 4th point hit on this shooter. And let's get another point established. See if we can pick a different number now. And we have a 4-5-9, center field 9. So that is a repeat of the other points. 4-5-9. That was a little bit low, but we're going to finish the rollout with a 5-2-7 double pitch. So that run there, we got a fire bet, and we have the sharpshooter bet that won off of that. So that was a decent roll. And let's go to today's statistics really quick. And we finished off with a 24 roller. We had a 13. We had a 24 to start off with. So we finished with a 24. We started with a 24 today. We had a 16, 13. So a bunch of mediocre rolls, and we had 3, 4, 5 decent rolls. But here's what I promised in the beginning, guys. Our first 2,000 rolls, actually it's 2,031 rolls, and this is on the blue belt level. And we have an SRR of 6.04, expected is 6. We have the BSR, which is our box numbers to sevens ratio, which is 4. If you can get above 4 is expected, but I think for our betting style, if we can get 3 or more, that's a pretty good thing. On access, both dice, we're at 45.84%, so that's almost a percentage point and a half higher than what's expected. So that's doing pretty good. Our one dice off axis is about a 1.5% under expected. So that's really good. And our both dice on axis is about to be what is expected. You look at the grouping of the dice for cross bets, inside bets, outsides, evens, fields, craps, horns, and world bets. Probable for the cross, we're about a little bit under where they're saying we should be. We're about right for the inside bets, but we're actually exceeding on the outside bets. We're under on the evens. Our field bets are a little bit over. Our craps numbers are way over. Our horns are way over. And our world bets are a little bit over as well. If you look at the numbers that we're rolling, though, for the twos, they expect us to do for this 2,000 rolls 56.5 twos. We did 72 of them, so our twos are way high. I've been rolling a lot of those as of recently. We're a little bit high on the threes. Our fours are way high, which was one of my signature numbers. They kind of cooled off in the last few days or so. Our fives are high. Our sixes are high. So all the low numbers are really running high according to what's expected. Our sevens are slightly, and I mean slightly under the expected. And our eights are way under. So they're way underperforming. The nines are way above. 10s are below. 11s are about expected. And our 12s are almost to what's expected. So that's where our results are for the first 2,000 rolls. But hey guys, I'm going to take off. I appreciate everybody for joining in here. My name is Joe, and this is my Crapsmaster Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it yours.